Hi, this is Annie from the ADHD Minimalist, and I just wanted to do a quick video today, but it ended up being a little bit funny how I filmed it, so please give me some grace. I'm just gonna go ahead and publish this. I just wanted to show you that things kind of accumulate in my house, even though I'm trying to get rid of things. Today, I'd kind of like to just show you around my kitchen and talk a little bit about the realities of living with kids and home life and what things at home can look like. I think it's important to realize that we can declutter things, and I mean, even if we go and become a full-out minimalist, we still sometimes are going to have a messy house, because mess, let's face it, it's kids get things out, it's getting things out and not getting them put back, that makes mess. But also we need to clean because we track in dirt and dishes get dirty and all of that sort of thing. So what having fewer things in your house actually does is it limits mess. And that's one thing I actually talk about in my book that just came out. See if you can see this. I can't really see what you're seeing, but it's called Help My Room Exploded, and it is now on Amazon, and especially the ebook is on sale for pre-order, and it's really cheap right now. That'll be on sale for about another month at that price, and then even after that I'm gonna try to keep the price down because I want as many people to get the book as possible, because I really think this message could help families, especially if you have kids that have sensory issues or ADHD or can't concentrate. Any of those issues, I think this book can really help. And so if that is you, then go out and get it now while it's cheap, and tell your friends. We've had breakfast here. My wonderful husband cleaned up a lot last night because I had a headache, and so he did a really good job. So I just started picking up, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video before I finish. Even if I get rid of more of these dishes and stuff, we're gonna have to do dishes every day. You clean the counters, you do the wash, and all these sort of day-to-day things. I just find that if you have fewer cups or fewer plates, that maybe you're doing dishes more often because you need to get them clean so that you can eat on your dishes, but you're not getting this huge pile up of this huge mountain of dishes that is covering your counter. And that is kind of a nice thing. Right now, I honestly think we have too many cups, because I did a video a while back about getting rid of not Christmas gifts. I think people should be allowed to get rid of or donate Christmas gifts too, but these are actually wedding gifts that we kept for years and years and years, and they ended up in a box when we moved, and we hadn't opened them for, I don't know, 10 years or something. And so some of this stuff we found, not that one, but this one was in that box. And I honestly got rid of some of this stuff that was in there, but I kept this one because this wonderful lady that I knew made it. And so I just wanted to keep a few things as mementos, but this is an old Swedish brand. I don't think they're actually made in Sweden anymore, maybe designed here, but they're called Swedish Grace, and my name is Annie, and it means grace. And so I always wanted to have some of these, and so I got some money as a Christmas gift one year, so I went out and bought these, and plates and some bowls and stuff. And so I was really happy with those, but then we found a few of these other mugs that are just really sentimental, and I'm tired of having them in a box, so I really wanted to get them out and use them. So we'll see. Maybe sometimes things break. Actually just had a few cups just break, and then things take care of themselves and you can just get rid of the broken ones. And sometimes maybe you just need to kind of dig deep and kill some darlings and get rid of a few things because you can't get your cupboard shut. And that can happen to the best of us, and we all need to just check every once in a while if there's some more things that we need to send to the secondhand store or give away, or sometimes throw away, because let's face it, the secondhand store doesn't always want to have stuff donated if they can't sell it. Wonderful people who make sure that we can buy stuff at the secondhand store, a lot of their job is just sorting through things and taking things to the dump. So try to be a little bit strategic about what you give to them. Anyway, this is kind of what my kitchen looks like, and other things like this. I don't like to throw things away, and so this is the end of these healthy crackers, and I like to put this on my salad, but I haven't actually had a salad for a while, and honestly, I think I'm on the verge of throwing these away because they've been on the counter for a while. But I like to use up things as much as I can, and so sometimes things sit around here because I think I'm going to eat it, or I think I'm going to use it, and then I don't. So what helps me sometimes is just to give myself a deadline. Like, if I don't eat this today, then I'm just going to need to throw it away, or put it in the compost is actually what I mean. I can put it in my garden eventually, so it's not completely wasted. And then I guess I should show you where this was. This was hiding back there behind my kettle. And so One of my kids made some kind of chocolate thing, and apparently they didn't want anybody else to eat it, so they hid it. And I honestly don't know how long it's been hiding back there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in the fridge just in case my daughter made it yesterday, because sometimes she makes chocolate milk like this, or hot chocolate. She takes cream and powdered cocoa and mixes it together and then adds some sugar, and then she'll add hot water to make a cup of hot cocoa. Anyway, but if she just did this yesterday, it might be fine. But oh, my fridge is kind of a mess too. My husband is making fresh pasta, so this is sitting here to rest. And we got this when we were on a trip in Italy, real Parmesan, which is kind of exciting. And then here's another example, like when we got pizza the other day, and then they give you this pizza salad in Sweden. It's not anything normal in other countries, I don't think. Cabbage and spices and some kind of vinegar dressing, but it's pretty good, and it kind of helps your stomach. Your pizza is so much bread, you can get a stomach ache, and this sort of helps that, so that's really good. But we ate one of these and part of this one, and this is left over, and so almost every single time we have this left over, I put it in the fridge and think, well, we can eat that, and then we never do, because I don't know, somehow in your mind it just only goes with pizza. So yeah, I don't know, sorry guys, this fridge is kind of old and stained, and eventually we're going to replace the whole kitchen. So I'm just sort of waiting. See, the handle is missing. Waiting for the day when we just rip everything out. I don't want to replace anything until then, honestly. And sometimes, honestly, the kitchen looks worse in the morning after the kids have gone to school. And I picked up a little bit before I picked up the camera, but if we don't get the dishes in the dishwasher the night before or something, then like usually my husband and I are like running around trying to get the dishwasher started while we are feeding the kids breakfast and helping them find their school stuff. And like these are dirty, so that's great. I can just finish putting all that stuff in here. And then I guess if we move over here, like this is another funny thing my kids keep doing. I have this, the fruit is hanging here because I wanted it to be easily accessible, like fruit and some vegetables. But the kids keep hanging. This is the thing to put your shoes on. I don't think these are as popular in the United States as they are here, but you just put it on your heel of your foot like this in the shoe, and then you put your foot in like that, and it keeps the end of your shoe from getting ruined. Anyway, the kids keep hanging it right there because they want to use it on the way out the door in the morning. Maybe this is the formal door, and we don't have any coats hanging here. Downstairs we have all of our coats and stuff, so it's kind of not the best place to leave in the morning, because then we have to bring up all of their stuff from downstairs. But it's closer to the taxi. It's like halfway up the hill up here, because this house is sort of an upside down house. Anyway, again, like I haven't got around to like washing anything up here, but this is another thing that happens a lot at our house. I like containers, like pretty containers, and so I put these in here. These are just crackers or whatever. You can make a sandwich out of them. They're pretty healthy because they're made out of rye, but I always put them in here, and then somebody couldn't find them, so they opened another one, which is kind of a pain, because I mean, if we don't eat them up too soon, they might get soggy. To get this to work best, I have to pull that out. So the bread and stuff, at least the hard bread, usually stays in here. I used to have regular bread in here too, and then this is the sandwich maker. The kids like that sometimes after school, but the regular bread just got bad so fast, especially when it's warmer outside, and so I ended up putting that in the fridge more often. My son was looking for a bunch of stuff. This is actually stuff for downhill bicycling, because it's starting to be nice weather and the snow is melting on the ski slope, so soon they can go downhill cycling, and he wanted all of this gear. And the funny thing was, we found this, which is it's actually a thing to protect your back when you're skiing. And the thing is, we were looking for this all winter for my youngest daughter. I couldn't figure out where we put it, and it got put in the wrong box with all of the bicycling stuff. So that can happen too. I mean, even though you're trying to get rid of stuff and trying to get organized, that sometimes you just put something at the time you think it goes there, but it went in the wrong spot, and then you can't find it. If it's too small, we're just gonna have to donate it. Honestly, we haven't got a new one because she's not a crazy skier that skis really fast. She's kind of really careful, and so I haven't been that worried about her. It's mainly if somebody is gonna hit you from behind, if somebody comes really fast and they don't see you or they can't stop. So it can be a good thing to put on, but it's not 100% necessary. You know, sometimes you just have to give yourself some grace and be like, you know what, I messed up, but it's okay. And we will either get a new one or figure a way to live without whatever it was we were looking for. My daughter wanted to fill up the salt shaker this morning, and this is what happened. A bunch of papers that ended up, this is also a fruit bowl, and I found this, actually it was like 4 boxes at least, of things that were from our wedding, and a dear friend of mine made this, so I really want to keep it, but I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with it since the fruit, I used to have fruit in it. The fruit is already hanging. So wedding gift, and they're silver spoons, and they're very, very beautiful, but I honestly highly dislike having to take care of them. They sort of stay nice in this case because it keeps the light off of them, but not 100% nice. I still have to polish them every once in a while, and I'm almost scared to use them. So again, it's another thing I kind of need to make a decision about, and I've just sort of delayed some decisions. This, I know I'm going to keep it. I just need to figure out, is it going to be in here? Should I take it to the guest house? Do I have a different use for it? Should I just use it as a salad bowl? I just need to make up my mind, but I'm seriously, honestly, been thinking about if I should sell these. And then I need to kind of check with my husband because I don't really feel good about selling something that was a wedding gift if he's not okay with that. But we also found these, which are kind of fun. And I need to find a new home for this album. It's so big that it doesn't really fit anywhere, but these are her wedding pictures. This is so old. This is 20 years old now. Or it will be 20 years in June. So, yeah. We had a really fun wedding. We had some really wonderful people who were there with us, and that's really cool. But I don't get this out and look at it very often. Should probably make sure my kids get a good look at it before I figure out where to put it, because it kind of just gets put in the back of some kind of drawer or cupboard, and then you forget to get it out. Things can accumulate in everybody's house. That's okay, honestly. You just kind of have to make decisions about it and not let it get out of control. Every year, probably about twice a year, when it goes from fall to winter and winter to spring, I try to go through kids' wardrobes and some other things, like maybe we want to get out camping stuff and plastic plates and things that are for outside, because we eat outside a lot. I mean, when you have like these natural times of year where you're just going to switch gears, then I go through everything. Not the entire house, but maybe if there's like a cupboard that's out of control, I'll go through that and try to declutter that while I'm decluttering the kids' clothes and everything else. So just kind of like have to pick a time when maybe once a year, if you think that's enough. For Christmas, when you know that you're getting more stuff, or just pick a time and then try to stick to it, where you look through your things and go through your clothes and stuff and donate anything that is sitting around that you don't need. Sometimes when you have these times of year where you're switching from ski stuff to bicycling stuff or something else, that you'll find something that you've been looking for. Don't keep it until next year if it's too small. So that's why it's been sitting here for a week probably, because I need to read the instructions and then measure correctly, because if they don't fit exactly right, they can actually be harmful. You need to make sure that you just take time and take care of those things so they don't just sit around and accumulate. And then take it to the car if it's for the secondhand store. That's what I do. I just take it out to the car and I just let it sit there until I can get to the secondhand store, because otherwise I know that I'm going to end up starting to drive to town and I won't have it. And if you have some ideas for how to organize things in the kitchen, or does anybody have any advice for how to keep this plant from completely dying? I really like this plant. It was pretty big. It got really cold and dark in the winter. And I don't know if I just placed this in the wrong spot, but this year it just looks terrible. And I've had this for years. This is the first time this has happened. So anybody have any advice? I would love to have some advice. I started collecting these jars, and I saw somebody, I think on Pinterest. Oh, and by the way, I have Pinterest. It's the ADHDminimalist.com on Pinterest if you want to follow me. You're welcome to do that. But I saw that somebody is on a magnet, so they were standing up on the wall like this. And then they put spices in them and they made this beautiful pattern. So I started collecting these, but they won't stay on they won't stay on my knife magnet. They just fall off, and now they don't even have anything in them. And at first I started collecting these big ones, but I honestly don't think those will work at all. It probably has to be the small ones. But if anybody knows where to get extremely strong knife magnet or some other kind of magnet, or know anybody else who did this hack, or if I'm collecting things for no reason because you have to buy them with a special magnet, comment in the comments and let me know what you think, if this will work or not. But I just thought it was so beautiful. They had all these different bottles, and then you could just see the different colors on the bottom. And that kind of seems more convenient to me than this. I keep reorganizing this all the time, and then everybody's cooking and it ends up looking like this again. If you wrote on the top what everything was and people know about what color it is, you wouldn't have to have all the labels out, because sometimes I just feel like all these labels are just screeching at me, which it's not very calming. Okay, that is about it for this video. It's been really fun to spend time with you guys.